Deuteronomy chapter 16. Let's read verse 16. It says, 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, in the feast of weeks, that is Pentecost, and in the feast of tabernacles. And they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he gives you. Now, some say, well, he said 3 times, the feast of unleavened bread, Pentecost, and the feast of tabernacles. The 3 times also could be rendered the 3 seasons of the feasts. The Feast of Tabernacles comes in the 7th month. And the other activities, the Feast of Trumpets, comes a few days before. So that within that period, whenever we come before God, it is says that we should give an offering. And even if we want to take it as literally 3 times, here is what God says. Let us go to Deuteronomy chapter 8. And let's go from verse 11. And he's telling Israel, beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, in not keeping his commandments, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I command you this day. Lest when you have eaten and are full, and have built fancy houses, and dwelt in them, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, your businesses and whatever else multiply, and your silver and gold is multiplied, you get fat bank accounts, etc., and all that you have is multiplied, then your heart be lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought you forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, that he might prove thee, to do thee good at thy latter end. And you say in your heart, my power, my business acumen, my scientific inventions, my art, whatever, and the might of my hand hath given me this wealth. And verse 18, he said, but you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth. And this is the part we want to emphasize. It is God who gives us the power to get wealth. First of all, he gives you health. If you're not healthy, it's a difficult thing to do. He has given you a mind. If your mind is somehow affected, you can't get wealth. So who gives you the functioning mind? Who gives you the business acumen? He says, I gave it to you. And for that reason alone, brethren, he says that I am the one who gives to you. And if he has given to us, brethren, and he has given us all that we have, he said the earth is mine, the gold is mine, and the silver is mine. So that whatever you do belongs to me. So that if, he says, when you come before me, give an offering. Whether you want to interpret it specifically as those 3 occasions, the point is that God is making the point that everything you have belongs to me. Without me, you could have nothing. So that when you come to me as a measure of gratitude and a sign of your humility, that you are prepared to defer to me, then you should give an offering. And so today, brethren, we will be taking up an offering. We will have offertory music on the keyboard by Senior Alessio Marin. It's a piece entitled Impertinence. It was composed by George Friedrich Handel, German composer of the Baroque period. Therefore, I imagine it would be of the polyphonic type of arrangement, following which Mr. Nair will return for the continued status.